Hello everyone, welcome back to a new episode of MOLEK-SYNTEZ. We're working on not BZP today, but Valnoctamide, which is just an outrageous conglomeration of carbon, apparently. What does Valnoctamide do? It's an anticonvulsant. Well, that sounds important. How do we make this? CCNO, huh? Well, there's only two sources of nitrogen. Which one looks best? Probably ammonia, right? We don't need two. But, I mean, maybe. If the oxygen and the carbon are useful to us, right? Which they kind of are. Right? This OCN thing could be here, and we just peel off the extra nitrogen and throw it away. Yeah, it kind of comes ready-made. This is a much nicer... Well, it depends. Maybe the extra carbon is a nuisance because we had some great way to generate all the carbon we wanted, right? I don't think so, but maybe. I mean... Propene kind of has a lot of carbons in it. I don't know. I feel like this is probably a cyclohexane where like you removed one of these, but then what do you do? Where do you get this last one from, right? So I'd kind of like to figure it out with propene, but again, you have just like one too many. If you make two propenes, you only have 6 of these, plus the one from here. So, you know, and if you make 3 propenes, you have 7 or 9. It's sort of difficult to get exactly 2 carbons, isn't it? It's something I never noticed before. One's not too bad with methanol. But I don't see how to make that useful here. I mean, maybe we go back to the ammonia idea and generate our oxygen along with some carbons. Then we could have like 1 ammonia, 2 propene, and an acetic acid that we tear apart and throw away the spare oxygen from. Or perhaps acetone that we throw away the spare carbon from. No, because there's 2 spare carbon in that, right? No, we want 8. So 2 3s and a 2. I'm not really sure which of those is better. But like generating propene seems kind of more convenient, I think, than the benzene. Right, because these 2 shapes, like here, actually, here and here are exactly the same shape. I mean, also here and like here are just 1 rotation away from each other, which might be even more convenient. Yeah, like you start with this shape, you grab it here and rotate it clockwise, and then push it southwest, and then it's in the right place. Then you just need to like, yeah, that makes all these pretty easy, I think. You have to do some slight adjustments to the hydrogen numbers, but nothing too weird. Then it's just a question of how to generate this stuff on the left. And we're looking at either ammonia and acetic acid with a deletion, or like carbamide. No, carbamide's no good at all. Okay, so we're definitely making it with ammonia. And then we want CCO somehow, right? Right, and it's just a question of whether we start with this and delete an oxygen, or this and delete a carbon. They seem very similar to me. Let's... Does it matter? I don't really see how. Okay, so let's just take acetone, whatever. All right, so we have some acetone down here. We have ammonia, I don't know, further down. And we have some propene, like here or something, I was imagining. And what we have to do is, well, a little bit awkward, because at some point I want to like shunt some stuff in here, right? And then, you know, that gets these hydrogen molecule numbers right. And then I was thinking, like, we rotate it. But I can't actually... Why did rotating it seem like a good idea? Well, because now it's in this shape, right? I have to push it, like, this way, southwest. It's like hard because I also want to push it in here. So maybe what I should do is don't have one do this, have three do it. Do the rotates first to get it lined up. Oops. Get it lined up for shunting, and then rotate it actually the other direction and then push it. Did that work at all? No. I put it in the wrong thing this way. Yeah. Right, because I want this one to go in here. Yeah, I don't know. Okay. We'll just have 1 and 3 cooperate, and if I need more emitters, we'll try to work out something more clever. Right, like this. Actually, if you could remove another one here, that would be great. Because I'm thinking now 3 can shunt into here to get these all lined up properly. Now, oh, we needed more hydrogen here, huh? I actually think 3 should add some into here. Is that crazy? Because now there's one to spare in here to be pushed here. Right, now we don't need 3 to push into this carbon anymore. It's already happened. 1 can use that to push into here. And it... Oh... Yeah... Right. This bond's all messed up because we made both of these guys deficient and put them next to each other. You know, what did I tell you was going to happen? Is what, like a more experienced scientist watching over me might say. Someone babysitting me. And like, just putting a carbon that's properly set up here won't fix the problem because these two are happy with each other already. You'd have to do quite a lot of work to get them to leave each other alone, I think. Well, actually, maybe just adding another bond would do it. Like, what happens if you do that? Yeah, they unbond. Later, we can remove that bond and it'll be fine, I think. Right, because molecules definitely can't support, or atoms, can't support too many bonds. If you give them hydrogens, they throw away bonds. But if you take away hydrogen, they can't necessarily find bonds to make. Okay, interesting. So at some point, we'll have to put another carbon here, and then once we have, or you know, make this guy become satisfied. In either case, we can at that point remove a hydrogen from here, and it won't form another bond this way. Well, actually, I guess we have to make this satisfied first, because if we just put another carbon here, then, like, who can say which way this bond will go, which way the cat will jump, so to speak, when you remove the hydrogen? So we have to do this first, and then we can fix up this situation. What does fixing this look like? Well, I need 2 of the carbons and the oxygen. And the ones that are shaped right are like this, right? And I actually need to keep this carbon kind of like fully saturated while I push it through here so it doesn't bond with this deficient carbon on the way. So I think we'll just... This is the carbon we don't want, and it's nice and easy to remove, right? We just give it some more hydrogen, and then we delete it. Now this carbon is deficient, and so when we push in a nitrogen, it'll work. I guess there... Oops, come back. There is a way to have this guy... I was thinking it's kind of hard to push this N over this way, right? Without another emitter here, but actually it's not that bad. What you can do, and you're just going to be amazed at how clever I am, I promise, is we can grab this molecule here. Who is this? This is 6. Look at this. I'm talking about all kinds of clever ideas, and I just can't remember like a simple number that's right there on the screen. And then pull it, right? How cool is that? And then rotate it back. So this, now it's lined up properly, eh? Okay. I mean, I guess it must be said it needs a little bit of help to bond first. But, you know, no problem. We can do that. Need to remove this. And it bonded exactly the way we wanted, right? It's amazing. Better living through chemistry. So now, first problem, we can't push this thing. I always want to push things, and pushing things never works. But good news, 3 can pull. 3 is quite available for pulling through these. Which kind of argues for this whole thing having been like a waste of time. Like I should have just had... Well, no, this is fine. So anyway, 3 at this point can go over here and probably right around now start pulling. See what happens. Just pull it 2 more steps, I believe. No, wait. It's already where it wants to be, yeah? Oh, right. We have 2 different things that we're pulling up here, right? These are not coming as a unit. This carbon goes here, and the rest goes, like, here. So, I think 3 and 1 can take responsibility for separate parts of that job once the thing gets to here. 3 should add another hydrogen so that it can pull separately from 1 now. So it can pull while 1 pushes, right? Oh! 1 only needs to push once. Now that's all bonded up properly, I believe. Yes, looks good. And now that this carbon is sufficient, we can just pull this hydrogen, or this carbon up 1 more time and remove 1 hydrogen from each of these 2, and we'll be happy, yeah? Yeah. Looks about right. I think that's how they judge things in the chemistry industry. Does it look about right? Are all my emitters in the place they... Oh, someone should submit at this point. Is everyone in the place where they started? I mean, 1 didn't move. 3 is, I guess, still in the right place. And 6? Left then right. Looks good. Yeah. Kind of a weird approach. Oh, and also, we don't need everything to be quite so far away, right? I ended up not making use of any of this space. Like, I think I could actually scoot it up by... Well, let's just cash in a score first, right? Yeah. Doing, of course, well on modules as usual, but badly on the other stuff. Anyway, I just think, could we push it all the way up here? Evidently not. No, because it's in the way of that. Got it. But here should be okay, right? And just do 1 less push when... when all this is happening. Yeah, I needed to do 1 less push on that step too. So here it's in place. So remove 1 from here and 1 from here. Obviously these blank spaces can be removed, but I just want to make sure they have things right. Oh no, that one still needs... That's interesting. Right, because that's about a diff between two parts of the structure, not the structure as a whole. Cool. So actually we just only got to remove one of those. Yeah, look at that. We saved 120 cycles. Fantastic work. Yeah, it didn't even make the 10th percentile this time. Oh well. It's still pretty good in terms of modules. Now I can make any molecule for any reason. The governments and their classifications have gone awry. Away? Away. But there's a price to pay for that. Nobody gives a shit anymore. I don't quite understand my manifesto. I mean, we got that done in 20 minutes. I don't know if we'll really finish epinephrine in a reasonable amount of time, but we might as well have a go at it. Well, okay, that clearly looks like benzene. What else? Bunch of oxygens gonna be a bit awkward to attach to benzene, aren't they? And what's with that nitrogen? Surrounded by carbons? Yuck. Ugh. What do you even do here? I don't know. Let's go look at another one. I'm just going to look at... one of these is bound to be easy, right? Of course, it's on the 4th row. How hard could it be? Okay. I mean, this still looks like benzene. And I guess... you probably want to design a little machine that can make this CCN thing, whatever that is. Make 2 of them and then glue them together. And then attach the result here. Using like methanol to get this spare carbon. On the other hand, a machine that can make CCN is like not really all that... it doesn't... it's not so... the ends either have 0 C's or half a C. So getting 2 C's per N is a little bit time consuming. But you can... I mean, a methanol should be okay, right? Yeah, I mean, let's see what that looks like. So like we put that down and we put some methanol down, and now we have like all the raw ingredients we need in principle. Although of course some benzene would be a big help. And I was kind of thinking of like just trying to use this same carbon emitter for like everything, and just like get it to line up with the, I don't know. I don't know exactly what I'm thinking. But like, okay, this oxygen is an unwanted byproduct, right? So obviously something we're gonna do is delete it. But like, what about getting these 2 to bond, right? we kind of want to, like, you know, something like this will get them to bond, obviously. It's not the most elegant. But I was thinking, like, could we just push this out of the way and make it bond with another carbon from that setup, right? Like, say, 5 pushes and 2 rotates this way. Oh, it has to be. Why is rotating not doing anything? This is what I don't... Oh, because I told 3 to do it. So this isn't exactly right, because it's now, like, scooted over a bit, which is too bad. Really what I want is, like, an emitter here. And see, like, this makes them bond. Not exactly in the right way, but... you know, if I had these guys take different instructions, it would sort of make sense, right? You could imagine... just remove a carbon from here, say. So that's a good next step, is or a hydrogen. While we also add a hydrogen here and delete this. Now this is bonded, right? And we... Is it even legal to rotate a thing and move it at the same time? Because I'm thinking, like, 2 could rotate left while 1 pulls here. Doesn't seem to work. It's also not exactly what I wanted. I guess 1 needs to pull... No, we need to rotate it again. Because I want to reuse this nitrogen, and we have to uncover it to make that happen, right? We need to be rotated so it's aligned properly. I don't know. First, let's just try pulling again and see what the situation is. It's not a good situation. So I think 2 maybe needs to rotate again first. Oh, it bonks. Hey, that actually does work. Nice. You see what I mean? Oh, the first nitrogen has too many... hydrogens. But we kind of have to leave it that way for now so that this carbon doesn't overbond to it, get too excited, right? Even now, if we remove the nitrogen from here, no, that would be fine. So once this carbon has bonded in, it's okay for us to remove that. And actually, it's starting to look like this will maybe be the nitrogen with none, so let's do that. Yeah. This is such a, like, I don't know. I'm not sure if this project is efficient in any way on any of the metrics, but it's kind of interesting, isn't it? Like, I want to make it happen, make it work. So that's the turn when we finally uncovered it, right? Yeah. So now 2 needs to remove like at least one molecule, I guess, or one hydrogen. Having done that, it's now bonded here, which is lovely. And if we removed more, it still couldn't support more bonds, so that would be fine. But in the meantime, 3 and 5 need to be working on this stuff, right? 3 needs to just continue wiping away all this water. Or all this oxygen, I guess, rather. So when does that last unwanted oxygen appear? Pretty early. So here is when 3 and 5 can start doing their... Well, no, 5 actually... we need to wait for 5. We can't really do anything right now, because if we touch it, it'll bond to this carbon too soon. We need to wait till now to do the work. So 3 and 5 at this stage should all remove. And then everything bonds beautifully, right? Look at that. It didn't work at all. Amazing. Why not? Oh, it did. I just hadn't... No? Oh, the problem... Yeah, not everything can happen all at once. We need to remove more hydrogens from that nitrogen to get it to bond to the carbon. Okay. So, like this. Now, that's all great. 3 removed one, but should have added one. Now that's all lovely. And what happens if one rotates left? Does it do something I want or something I don't want? I'm really not good at visualizing these rotations when grabbing something other than the center. Oh, I'm gonna call that not what I want, I think. It's so close. In a way. Right, if we could actually just shift this southwest, it would be in the right position to receive a carbon molecule, but the problem is you can't do that because the nitrogen spawner is in the middle. You can't even pull the nitrogen out of the way because another one will just show up to replace it, right? So... maybe don't do it that way? What other rotations might make some sense here? If, what if 2 rotated it left? I don't think that's quite right either, but maybe it's easier to fix. Yeah, because the nitrogen doesn't appear, right? Now we just have to have one pull it back and it'll be all set. We have to fix the bonds, of course, but there you go, right? Everything's in position. And at this point we can, I think, oh wait, everything's not quite in position because we have to, we don't want this nitrogen forming like a million bonds to this carbon, right? Just one is enough. In fact, why didn't it form any now? I guess because it's happy with its oxygen buddy, right? Ooh. Could be a little spooky. As soon as I touch this hydrogen, it's going to bond one way or the other, and I don't know which, but I guess that's fine. I'm okay with one bond in either direction. So 3 at this point should add a hydrogen to that oxygen to get rid of it. Actually, maybe we can do that sooner? No. So as it happens, it bonded with the other carbon first, which is fine. 3 can delete its thing. 5 can remove one hydrogen. Now this is all bonded correctly, and the nitrogen is primed to accept one more carbon. Although, again, getting to it is a little bit weird. I think we want 5 to rotate it this time. Twice? Please, I really don't know what I'm doing. And like for 1 to pull it? That didn't really work, did it? Well, it's fine. I can just pull this carbon into place, right? Why I let 3 blow up another oxygen molecule. At what point can I do that? Here. And as soon as, oh, whoops, I can't do that yet because it causes bonds I don't want. It already causes bonds I don't want. I have to pull it first. Right? Now it's in place, but 3 can't do this work anymore. Whatever, 5 can do it. I'm running out of space. Or time, really. Well, 3 can just scoot over, right? Oh, I can do this work a bit sooner, can't I? Now is when I can start pulling as 5. So this can happen here. I've now pulled it, and what do I have to do? Delete one hydrogen from here. would be nice if I could just shunt it into this, but I can't. So not... 3 should be adding, but he should be over here. And 5 should be removing. Yeah? I mean, that's pretty okay, isn't it? I just have to put the benzene somewhere, and I think I can manage that. And there's space for it here. Or here, I think. Here is a bit tricky because it would be in the way of what 5 is already doing. But over here, it's not getting in anyone's way, I think. Yeah, I have just enough space to like push it twice and then submit basically from someone over here. Oriented like this. I don't think this is the right place. Yeah, it needs to be this way and then push it twice. At about this point, maybe? I'm not sure. I guess basically it should be whenever 5 is done, right? So now. Oh no, 5 is done here. Oh, right, and 3 needs to remove 1 hydrogen here. That's fine. Okay, well, first of all, 3 shouldn't be the one submitting. He needs to remove the hydrogen before he moves back. Is that right? That doesn't seem right. It is right. We just pushed another molecule into his way. Whoa, that was fast. So sometimes you can modify it and submit it on the same turn, and sometimes you can't, and I don't really understand the rules for that. So is this all still... Yeah, this looks synced up. It's definitely a weird way to do this. I don't know. I just thought it would be fun to try, like, reusing a precursor many times through the course of a solution. I don't think it was really that efficient because we had to use so many actuators for it. But actually it was pretty okay, right? Top 10% anyway. Yeah. Cool. Well, fun little puzzle. That's Benzylpiperazine for you. Anyway, that's all for today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.